I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And the reason we're here today is because that is the closest thing to each of our hearts. It's the most dear and precious thing to each of us, that we can worship God not just in our churches on Sunday, but with our lives every day.
Be encouraged to know that I represent the millennials, and I would just like to say there are a few of us out there, and there are a few of us, we may not be many, but there are a few of us that share the sentiment that I do, that not only is my goal to make my Papa, Father God proud when I cross over into heaven, but my goal is also to make the founding fathers and really those who have sacrificed and died for our freedoms, to have them to look me in the eye and say, well done for preserving our freedom. We are here today to stand up for religious freedom, but I would like to propose to you this question: what does religious really mean? What if the term religion was, and is, meant to be synonymous with relationship, but somehow that idea has been diluted? Today it often stands for a system or a structure. What if we have relied on a system, and while doing so have been speaking one thing and living another, and it is costing us greatly? I think the truth has been staring us in the face, and today we acknowledge it. God sent His Son for a relationship with us. And it's that relationship between God and man, and an adoration and obedience from man to God, that establishes true religious freedom. And in our case, it's the required foundation on which to build, rule, and preserve a free nation. You and I are standing here today, instead of having this meeting in secret, or whispering at the water cooler, or privately and cautiously addressing our outrage to one another at the government's attempt to regulate our conscience, because a few faithful men and women met persecution hundreds of years ago across the ocean and decided to do something about it. The task before us is similar. While we're not being asked, like the pilgrims, to cross an ocean in dangerous voyages, leaving everyone behind, losing loved ones as they made the arduous journey, and facing an unexplored world, we are being asked to embark upon our own set of uncharted waters. When has the life of faith been guaranteed to be safe, good, and easy? Thankfully, we've been warned for centuries that if we choose the way of a relationship with God and loyalty to Him, there would be moments of discomfort and adversity. And this is that moment for us here in America. The government has this false idea that in order to make the world better, they need to implement their philosophy by creating yet another law. And they are wrong. Here's the good news. The government cannot regulate and does not threaten our relationship with God. They might tamper with how we manifest that faith in our religious system, but our true religious freedom is between God and man because of a sacrifice Christ made 2,000 years ago. and let me insert this, even though I'm new to many of my new friends here on the stage, I know we would all echo this. If you are standing here today and you get to the end of what I'm saying and you question your relationship with God, any of us, those of at the volunteer table, we want to help you restore your relationship with God, so please come see us.
All right.
But we must acknowledge how the presence of or absence of our relationship with God in the public conversation has impacted our nation. When personal dismissals of God continue to duplicate among families, generations, peers, and societal cultures, we must not be surprised when our nation has little direction, wisdom, or true prosperity. Our individual relationship with God is our own calibration to health, balance, perspective, and quality of life. Our individual healthiness, therefore, benefits our country as a whole. If individuals are virtuous, are living virtuous lives, if you and I are living virtuous lives within God's guidelines, we have healthier families who contribute to healthier workforces and healthier economies. If raised with consequences, balance, and family structure, you have healthier children in schools, more equipped to learn. When abiding by divine order, you have individual responsibility, which results in less need of government, a desire to defend, preserve, and procreate life, which expands the number of participating citizens, a moral conscience when considering potential laws, and a commitment to honesty, integrity, and kindness, which makes the society of humans better all the way around. As we leave here today, we must be honest with ourselves. As we look in the mirror, we must be honest with ourselves. The government did not encroach upon us overnight. It's been taking place for years. But where have we been as a people of faith? Have we been assuming our freedoms or preserving them? You see, the Pilgrims wanted their freedom to worship God so badly that they completely arranged their lives so that they could be free in their lifetime, yet also lay a foundation for generations to come to experience true religious liberty. It was their relationship with God that drove their success to obtain and preserve this freedom. John Adams, second U.S. President and signer of the Declaration of Independence, said, "Posterity, you will never know how much it cost my generation to preserve your freedom. I hope you will make good use of it." It's not going to take one moment to change things. It will take a time, just as it did to arrive at Plymouth Rock. The threat to religious freedom is more than just one piece of public policy, and it goes beyond one Supreme Court decision or one significant election. We stand at a threshold. What's happened has happened, but what will we do going forward? It's not also up to those who don't live by religious principles to preserve a nation. It's up to those who give allegiance to God. He's commissioned us to be caretakers of this earthly kingdom in every culture, in every aspect, in every marketplace. He's commissioned us to be in positions of authority that we can influence this culture and provide solutions, strategy, and with the truths of God. So, what do we do going forward? For starters, learn more about groups like mine, Citizens for Traditional Values, Gary's group, American Family Association, Michigan Family Forum, Right to Life. You can find any of these if you Google them. But contact us to find out how to engage your church, how to find out what your pastor's freedoms are for involvement, how to build church networks. If we are going to save our nation and our freedoms, we have to educate and mobilize and rip the web of deception off those that sit in the pews and in the churches with us. We have got to mobilize the people of God if we are going to save our nation. Also, learn more about State Senator John Molinar, an amazing man of God. He has Religious Liberty and Conscience Protection Act. There's more information online, and support his efforts. But here's my encouragement for you. You are helping people like me in the government and cultural arena by making phone calls, providing rallying points, and re-educating one another. And you are praying like never before for God's mercy and divine intervention. You give me and all of us as cultural leaders hope. Especially as people of faith, we must make and keep our faith with God every day right and real. And we need to commit to engage in the culture deeper, farther, faster. We represent God, and He has all the answers. In closing, President George Washington, a man of deep faith, said this: "Of all the dispositions and habits which lead to political prosperity, religion and morality are indispensable supports." Our stand today for religious liberty is a valiant stand. Our own relationship with and obedience to God and the individual responsibility we embrace to preserve this nation before God is what will keep us free, and our religious liberty the reason that makes our country great. Thank you.
We invite you to use your voices now. Let's be heard.